Right, so before we begin, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Radian. You can call me Radian or Brad. I live in Bandung and I will be the one who will teach you reading and writing. All right. And what about
Okay.
you, Miss? Could you introduce yourself for a bit?
My full name is Mary Angela Susanto, but you can call me Angel.
All right. And where do you live, Miss?
In Surabaya,
In Surabaya. And if I may ask, why would you like to take the IELTS test actually?
because I want to take S2 in New Zealand.
In New Zealand. Wow. All right. And why New Zealand?
Mm, I think I want to be citizen in there.
Oh, really? To be the
Yes,
citizen. That is awesome. And then when you want to take the master's degree, what major are you planning to take?
business management.
Business management. All right, then. So the very crucial question would be, have you seen the IELTS test before?
No,
Not yet, yeah. All right, then. To apply to Australia, how much bandwidth do you require actually?
I think 6.5.
6.5. All right then. So in this simulation class, I would like to guide you first through what the IELTS test look like. All right, so that you can get a glimpse of what you will be learning with me. If I may, can I share my screen?
Sure.
All right. So here it is. As I told you, I will be the one who will teach you reading and writing. So I will discuss both of them only. All right. We're starting off with the reading. Actually, in the reading test, you will have 3 passages like this. I mean, the length would be like around two pages. Maybe it can be a little bit shorter than that, like 1.5 page. And in each passage, you will receive a lot of types of questions actually, because it is not only multiple choices like TOEFL. Jadi nggak cuma pilihan ganda, alright? Sometimes you have this question, true, false, not given, where you will be given some statements, and then you will have to choose, and you will have to decide whether the statement is correct, incorrect, or not given. Tentunya jawabannya semua ada di teksnya. Oke, jadi kalau yang misalkan yang kayak gini, kita bakal matching statement aja sih. Contohnya, ada juga yang seperti ini, pertanyaan pendek, and then you only need to answer what is being asked. Kayak, which part of some step wells provided shade for people? Berarti yang disebut bagian dari step well apa yang memberikan bayangan, bukan bayangan, apa daerah teduh untuk orang-orang. Seperti itu sih. And later in our class, of course, I will try to explain the types of questions that you will face during the IELTS test. Alright. Jadi kita bakal ngebahas kayak ada tipe pertanyaan apa aja sih yang bakal keluar di IELTS test itu, and then how to answer it with some skills, for example like skimming or scanning. Contohnya gitu. Karena pertanyaannya cukup bervariasi sih. Ada juga yang kayak gini, let's say ini yang disebut sebagai filling in table. Nanti ada juga yang kayak gini, list of headings, di mana kita harus memberikan judul yang cocok untuk setiap paragraf. But of course, ada caranya di mana you can be efficient in answering it, actually. For example, like that, and you will have another two false not given. And then nanti ada passage 3, it's basically the same. Ada teks lagi, ada pertanyaan lagi. However, what you need to remember is the fact that in the reading test, as you go through its passage dari setiap bagian ya, makin kesananya tuh sedikit makin susah nanti. Kayak passage 3 ini, susahnya tuh dalam artian apa sih? Sebenarnya dalam artian bahasa teksnya, bahasannya mungkin, atau pertanyaannya kayak multiple choices seperti ini gitu. It sounds pretty simple, but actually to do it, it is a little bit challenging karena pilihan jawabannya sangat mirip satu sama lain. So that's what makes it quite difficult actually. Ada yang seperti ini juga, and then that's it, 36 until 40. Of course, you will only have around 40 questions. Nggak around sih, pasti 40 questions in the reading test. And then later, you will have around 1 hour to do the test actually. Untuk yang reading ya, bukan untuk semuanya. Tapi you don't have to worry, kita nggak akan langsung kayak lompat ke pertanyaannya kayak gitu langsung di waktu kok ya itu makan suicide ya, sangat nekat kok kayak gitu. Makanya kita pasti bakal nyobain ngebahas dulu, oh ini ada pertanyaan kayak gini dan gimana cara jawabnya gitu. Dan teksnya juga nggak akan langsung yang ekstrim 2 halaman kok. Mulai dari yang 1 halaman dulu, lama-lama topiknya itu makin difficult, makin challenging dan juga makin panjang teksnya. Biasanya seperti itu sih, Miss. So that's how we will do it in the class later for the reading. Are you fond of reading something in English? Really?
Yes.
All right. So if I may ask, how have you been learning English so far? Is it by yourself or from your college maybe?
College.
Oh, really?
College. And actually, I'm learning from my teacher, private teacher.
Okay.
When I'm still elementary until high school.
Until high school.
Yes.
And then, but during the college, you haven't learned English again, perhaps, yeah? Or did you?
Kenapa?
During college, did you get the chance to learn English again, or how?
A little.
A little, a little. All right then. Well, that's a good start. Yeah, I mean, at least I think you are able to say some sentence, to speak some sentences correctly in English, and I think you understand what I am saying, right? So
Yes.
that's a really good start. Okay. All right then. Perhaps you would like to ask something about the reading task first, maybe the reading test, not task. Ada mau tanya dulu nggak? Mungkin ada yang kepo atau apa?
Not really.
But really?
I want to tell you something.
Okay.
Waktu biasanya saya latihan gitu ya, reading. Nah, nanti di awal-awal masih bisa ngikutin, tapi nanti tambah lama tuh tambah kayak langsung ngeblank gitu. Jadi kayak mau scan reading, tapi jadinya tuh kelompat semua, jadi nggak nangkep apa poin intinya kayak gitu. Tapi kalau misalnya mau dibaca semua, nanti takutnya waktunya yang nggak nutut. Di situ sih permasalahan kok reading.
Jadi mungkin the difficulty would be in maintaining your focus ya. Kayak awal-awalnya oke lah, you can read it. Tapi misalkan you terus ditanyain, dibombardir sama pertanyaan, biasanya makin pusing. Is it like that? Okay then. Well, when we're talking about time, I mean during the class, usually I will keep the time limit to a minimum. Alright, jadi saya akan maksain kayak, oke, kerjaan dalam waktu 5 menit. Ya itu kan kayak edan banget kan. Jadi, well, I will give you some time to do the exercises usually, alright. Tapi let's say only do one exercise within 30 minutes, misalkan kan, you ngerjain exercise 30 menit, itu mungkin kelamaan gitu. Tapi kita mau lihat dulu gitu, because I haven't seen you trying to take the IELTS test before, right? Misalkan kayak gitu, alright. Untuk time, let's get that out of the picture first, alright. Jangan terlalu stres sama time dulu, but I want to see your accuracy first. Karena kan kalau misalkan nge-spend banyak waktu terus nggak akurat kan that's dangerous. Tapi kalau misalkan you mengerjakan beberapa soalnya dan menggunakan waktu sebanyak mungkin, ya bisa dicoba dulu gitu. Biar kita lihat, oh ternyata bener ngejawabnya. Berarti nanti tinggal kecepatan ngebacanya gitu. If you want, after this class, I would give you some exercises, maybe from this Cambridge IELTS gitu, so that you can try it by yourself. Would you like to do that?
Yes.
Of course. Jadi saya bisa nyoba ngasih dulu sih. When you want to do it, you don't need any kind of time limit. I just want to see how accurate you can be when you answer the questions first. Alright? Karena itu key. Although you are right, di satu sisi time juga penting, tapi sekarang kita bakal fokus dulu gimana cara menjawab pertanyaan dulu. Alright? So let's try not to worry too much about that first. Jangan jadi panik sendiri dulu. And that's it. Itu dulu sih mungkin sih. And if I'm not mistaken, the admin told me that you ask about whether you will have some kind of pre-test or something like that, right? Am I correct?
Yes.
I can actually give you a pre-test. I mean, it doesn't have to be done in class like this. I could give you some exercises, kayak misalkan dari Cambridge IELTS ini, and maybe you can try to do it if you have the time, of course. Gitu. Itu aja sih. Biar saya bisa ngeliat dulu kayak the basics that you have at the moment. Nah, that is it sih. Will that be okay? Alright, don't worry. Later I will tell you how I will send it. Okay. And then the second one would be writing. So in writing, you will have two different tasks actually. The first task will be like this. You will be given a form of data, maybe like pie chart, kayak gini. Atau nanti juga ada bar chart, line graph, diagram, table, a lot of kinds. Alright. Tapi bakal jadi beberapa salah satu aja sih sebenarnya sih. And then what you need to do right here is basically summarize about this pie chart gitu. Intinya kita cuma ngomongin, ya ini pie chartnya ngegambarin apa sih? Terus kita lihat nanti kayak, oh heating tuh yang paling tinggi 42% misalkan. Terus it is followed by water heating with 30%. And also on the third place, we have other appliances with 15%. The rest, misalkan which are refrigeration, lighting, and cooling, only use around 13% of the energy used. Jadi intinya kita cuma mau summarize si pie chart-nya aja sih. Ada apa aja di gambarnya, gitu persentasenya bagaimana. Well, I would like to say it is as simple as that, but your flow of sentences will be monitored as well. Bakal dicek juga nanti. Kayak gimana cara you menggabungkan satu data dari data lainnya gitu. Atau apakah datanya sudah akurat atau ada yang miss. So it will be something like that sih sebenarnya. Tentunya nanti ya bakal diterangin juga sebenarnya apa aja sih yang harus kita include and how to make our sentences more efficient, for example. Karena kan if you can see here, it is said that you have to write at least 150 words, alright? Yang berarti ya minimalnya harus gitu. Kalau kurang dari minimal gimana? Ya nanti bakal kurang nilainya pasti. Kalau lebih dari minimal gimana? Ya nggak apa-apa. Tapi kan kalau nulis kayak 400 kata, let's say, itu pasti wasting time. Kebanyakan juga gitu. Jadi kebanyakan juga nggak bagus. Kenapa? Karena nanti bakal ada task 2. In which we have to voice our own opinion towards a certain topic. Jadi ini beda banget. Di sini kita nggak dikasih data apa-apa, kita cuma dikasih topik nih. Dia ngomong bahwa punishment is necessary to help them learn this distinction. Hukuman itu baik untuk agar anak-anak bisa membedakan hal yang baik dan buruk. Let's say. Nanti you ditanya, to what extent do you agree or disagree? Dan ada pertanyaan lagi kayak, what sort of punishment should parents and teachers be allowed to use to teach good behavior to children? Misalkan seperti itu. Jadi kita harus menjabarkan our own argument. Kayak misalkan, setuju nggak anak-anak harus dihukum? Kalau setuju, kasih tahu kenapa. Dan pertanyaan kedua, hukuman macam apa sih yang boleh digunakan kalau kita ingin mengajarkan perilaku baik untuk anak-anak? Dijabarkan juga. Gitu. Di sini lebih banyak, ada 250 kata minimalnya, dan pasti lebih panjang dan lebih lama mikirnya, because you will have to generate the idea by yourself. Alright, itu challenge-nya. Now, maybe this will be a little bit easier for people who already become parents, tentunya. Karena mereka bisa membayangkan kan, kalau udah punya anak, lebih baik anak nggak usah dihukum, biasanya kayak gitu. Tapi topik itu random, mungkin sekarang tentang anak-anak. Mungkin nanti lainnya tentang global warming, ada yang kayak gitu juga kadang-kadang. So the topic will be random, and then you will have to be ready for any kinds of topic that will be given to you. Gitu aja sih. Jadi mungkin satu-satunya hal yang unpredictable itu cuma topik. Tapi tentu saja yang the one that I can teach you would be how to organize our paragraph correctly, how to present our ideas and arguments smoothly, and then what kind of ideas and arguments we can put in our writing, and how many of them we can put in writing. Jadi yang bakal diajarin itu sih. Bukannya kayak gimana caranya kita nebak topik apa yang akan keluar. Karena nggak ketebak. Mungkin kita besok bakal tes IELTS tentang agriculture. Who knows gitu. The last time I took an IELTS test, itu tuh tentang urban development. tentang perkembangan kota dan overpopulation. Very different from this one, right? Jadi bisa serandom itu sih. Tapi tentu saja the things that I can teach you yaitu like what kind of things should you put, atau enggak how you should organize your paragraph and so on. Gitu sih. Have you ever written some things in English, Miss Angel? Am I correct? Miss Angel ya?
Yes.
Udah pernah nulis cerita gitu nggak atau apa di bahasa Inggris? Dalam bahasa Inggris maksudnya.
Kalau cerita utuh nggak pernah sama sekali sih.
Okay. Do you have any concern with the writing test? Atau ada mau ditanya dulu nggak tentang writing test?
Yang saya mau tanya tuh kok misalnya kan topiknya random.
Yep.
Terus kok kita nggak ngerti apa itu topiknya, berarti otomatis sudah langsung jelek. Atau ada cara lain kayak gitu?
Jelek mah enggak sih sebenarnya. Seblank-blanknya you, let's say, kayak orang sampai ngeblank nol banget itu bisa ada. Misalkan kan ada topik ngomongin aborsi, ya saya nggak akan tahu banyak gitu tentang aborsi atau legalnya itu kayak gimana. Tapi let's just use common sense gitu. Menurut you, let's put you in that kind of position, atau enggak misalkan kita bisa ngebayangin juga mungkin kita pernah dengar cerita atau apa. Karena whether we like it or not, we will have to adapt with that topic gitu. Jadi belum tentu bakal nol banget gitu. Tapi at the very least, you will have to describe the answer gitu as best as you can. Karena kriteria penilaiannya bukan cuma konten doang. Nanti bakal ada grammarnya, ada vocabulary-nya, let's say lexical resources and many others gitu. Jadi semua poin itu nggak akan lompat ke argumen. Tapi your structure, your way of writing, the organization of paragraph, semuanya bakal dikonsider kok gitu. Jadi sejelek-jeleknya pengetahuannya terhadap topiknya atau senolnya nggak tahu banget tentang topik itu, bisa didukung sama nilai lain gitu. Selama nanti bikin writing itu bagus secara grammar, secara vocab, secara susunan juga. Contohnya gitu. Alright. Jadi argument is not everything kok. You don't have to panic. And believe it or not, whether we know about the topic or not gitu ya, sometimes we are just forced, to think about anything we can think of. And that's good. Pasti kita langsung kepicu kayak, oh ini berarti harus jawab gitu. Memang kan belum kebayangkan kalau belum ada di situasinya. Tapi ya, why do we have to overthink about that gitu. Yang harus dipikirkan adalah gimana cara bikin writing yang bagus dulu. And that's it. Biasanya orang suka takut kayak, aduh gimana kalau topiknya gini ya. Nah itu biasanya bikin down gitu. Tapi just be confident, nanti setelah you udah belajar tentang struktur dan yang lainnya, I can assure you that you will be fine. Alright? Gitu. Itu saja sih. Kalau tentang writing testnya sendiri ada lagi mungkin pertanyaan? Maybe it is not as complete as what I explained, tapi karena semuanya bakal dijelasin lebih komplit lagi di kelas, of course. Gitu. Alright, nanti bakal ada kok kayak tipe data apa aja sih yang bakal muncul di writing tuh. Ada ini, ada diagram, ada yang lain. Nanti bakal jelasin juga sebenarnya apa sih yang harus kita tulis di diagramnya tuh. Tentu saja ada gitu. Dan kalau yang task 2 juga pasti ada dong kayak what can you answer for this question? Atau enggak how many answers should we give or ideas should we give in order to answer it gitu. Karena di rating task 2 mah nggak ada salah benar gitu. Kalau you mau agree boleh, mau disagree boleh. As long as you supply your answer with a really good supporting idea. Setiap jawaban itu harus ada ide yang mendukungnya. Gitu. Nah itu pasti bisa dapat nilai. Begitu sih Miss. Yang pasti mah hal yang biasanya suka dilupakan tuh adalah minimum words. Orang kira kayak, oh udah cuman kurang 5 kata, jadi 245 misalkan. Tapi itu didaksinya besar juga kalau nggak tidak mencapai target gitu. So you will have to be careful with that. Alright. Later for the test, are you planning to take the computer one or the paper-based one? Paper. Well, that's good then. So you will have to be ready in writing your answers with pencil ya, buat writingnya juga nanti gitu. Tapi nanti buat di kelas mah kita pakai komputer dulu kok. Karena kan yang mau diperhatikan dulu adalah brainstorming. what kind of ideas you can generate, for example, other things like that, actually. And that's basically it, see. Later for the sessions, I will be teaching 8 sessions of writing and 5 sessions of reading. And that will be it, actually. Maybe you have questions regarding the class first, Miss Angel.
Di dalam kelas itu isinya berapa orang ya?
Well, this is actually a private class, so you basically will only learn with the tutor, and that's that. You will not be combined with people you don't know, and that's it. So we will just have our meeting like this, the two of us, and that's it sih. Itu aja. The difference would be you will be taught by 2 different tutors, actually. Me with another tutor later, perhaps, and that is it. Any other questions? If I may add, our class will only go for like 1.5 hours, actually. Not too long, not too short. And then that's that, sih. Untuk kelas sih. For the class later, we will use Google Docs. So I will only require your email, and then we will share a document together di mana you can see whatever I put or whatever I write. Jadi semua materi yang dibahas itu bakal disimpan di situ nanti. And that is it. You bisa lihat itu kapanpun, dan kita pasti akan menggunakan Gdoc itu anytime we study. Every time we study. And that is it sih for the class, actually. If you would like, I will show you the Gdoc. And while we're at it, could you please send me, I am lagging. Wait a second. All right, if while we're at it, could you please send me your email, Miss Angel, so that I can you type it in the Zoom chat?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because in WhatsApp, I cannot copy paste, and that will take a long time. All right, here we go. So I will share the screen again so that you can see. Let's say I will call this as Miss Angel's class, for example. And then I will share it to you later like this. And then that's it, see. So later, whatever I type right here, like this, you will definitely be able to see it on the Gdoc, all right? So it is highly advisable that you will always be ready with your laptop instead of your phone, because for writing, we will do a lot of typing on the computer, and that's it. So later you can try to check your email, just open the Gdoc, and then you can see it right here. And that is it, all right? So that I don't have to share screen all the time. Usually I will only share screen if I have to record the class, but if I don't, well, you can see it just like that. As simple as that, actually. So I hope that you will be able to keep the link, all right?
Okay.
And that's it sih. Jadi misalkan nanti saya nyimpen ini, let's say kita kan tadi ada writing tadi kan. And then you will directly see it right here. Boom, and that's it. Jadi nanti kita kasih topik di sini. Readingnya juga, unfortunately, we will have to do it right here. But you will have to be used to looking at the screen bolak-balik dari bawah ke atas, just like that. Alright? And that is it, see. So that's about the class, and that's how we will do it every time we have a meeting. Maybe you have another question, perhaps?
Not yet.
Okay, then. So the most important discussion for today would be schedule actually. What time are you usually available to have the class actually? If I'm not mistaken, you said that.
Anytime.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah.
So I will just put your name somewhere when I am free. For example, like Monday on 1 o'clock. Is that okay?
Okay, it's okay.
All right. Until 14:30. Okay. It is highly advisable for you to have your lunch or whatever it is first before class so that we don't lose focus. That's one. I think you will study only 2 times a week with me, all right? Because you will have another session 2 times a week with the other tutor, all right? Which will make you have like around 4 sessions per week. And that is it, see. And then maybe, when else will I be free? Thursday, no. What about Tuesday at 11?
It's okay.
Okay. Oh, you are completely free, yeah. All right then. 11 until 12:30 would be Angel. And that is it. Gitu. Studying 2 times a week would be highly advisable, or maybe you want to add one more day if I am able, that is. Would you like to add another day or what? Would that be enough?
Actually, sebelum nentuin jadwal itu bisa nggak kayak tes dulu kayak gitu?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I've been discussing with you, yeah. That's why I told you that I think it would be better if I just give the test as an exercise for you. So I will put the exercise right there on the GDoc and you can do it at home. All right. So we will not do it with time limit or other things like that first. And you can do it anytime you feel comfortable. Maybe if I give you the test, some of the tests tonight, you will be able to do it tomorrow and then I will be able to check it. Just like that, actually. You have option A, which is that. Or if you want, we can actually have the test if you want, but I think I will have to discuss first, see, with the admin. I mean, which one is better. For in my point of view, I mean, I don't think you will require my supervision when you're doing the exercise. Let's say, I will just let you do the exercise for by yourself at home, and then that's it. Gitu. That's my opinion, sih. But what do you think?
Nggak tahu sih, soalnya saya chatting sama adminnya, itu katanya tesnya sekarang, nanti apa bisa ditentuin jadi mau diikutin atau enggak kayak gitu. Jadi kayak mau lihat dulu.
All right then, so I will have a really serious discussion with the admin after this. And then I think I would be able to decide, see, about the test. But if you are planning to take the whole test, it will take you around 3 hours usually. 3 jam. Unless you only take the reading and writing, which will only need 2 hours. Karena kan saya ngajar reading writing ya. Saya nggak tahu tentang tutor yang satu lagi sih. I don't know. Karena saya biasanya ngasihnya cuma exercise aja sih, bukan kayak pretest atau apa sih. So maybe I have to discuss.
Tesnya bukannya sebentar ya? Soalnya yang katanya adminnya itu katanya cuma sebentar, nggak sampai yang 3 jam kayak yang full IELTS kan katanya 3 jam. Katanya nggak kayak gitu.
Oke, kalau misalkan kata adminnya yang tes dari British Council, maybe it will be a bit different ya. Tapi I have already told her that actually saya ada pretest, katanya pretest dari British Council juga sih. Atau nggak mungkin saya juga sempat nyaranin gimana kalau pretestnya dari saya aja buat IELTS karena kan itu bisa beda lagi gitu. Maybe it will be more visible, mungkin lebih jelas kalau misalkan pretestnya itu IELTS gitu instead of dari British Council. Itu aja sih. To be honest, I have never seen the pretest from British Council before, but I think if it exists, as the admin said, that I think I would highly recommend that, perhaps. And that is it, sih. So later, after this class.
Sorry ya, saya potong.
Yes.
Saya daftarin dia buat kelas ini. Nah, saya kan ngomong sama siapa ini namanya?
Miss Wi ya.
Sama adminnya, ya dia bilang katanya kan kita udah kerjain yang British test. Lalu katanya nanti Mr. Brad bakal hubungin. Okay. Nah, itu katanya dia bilang tes dulu aja, tapi tesnya cuma sebentar katanya. Nah, itu nanti setelah dari sana baru katanya saya decide mau jadi join atau enggak gitu. Jadi sekarang ini saya udah bilang sama adminnya itu belum tentu join. gitu. Karena saya sekarang saya lagi cari quote dari banyak tempat gitu. Terus ya jadi kita cuma jalanin tes-tes doang, dan katanya si adminnya bilang nanti dites dulu, habis itu jadi bisa nentuin levelnya di berapa dia. Nah setelah itu baru kita ngambil paketnya mau yang mana gitu. Jadi bukan tes yang 3 jam sih kayaknya.
Ya mungkin ada kayak, ya kalau bisa ada tes yang British Council, I think that's still possible sih. But as I said, kayak kalau misalkan ada tes dari British Council, you can actually do it from your own application sih. Tapi saya mau nanya dulu sih, kayak tes British Council ini kayak seperti apa sih? So that's why. Karena biasanya if I give a test for students untuk pre-test, obviously I will give the whole test, which will take 3 hours. Gitu, yang bakal ngambil waktu 3 jam gitu sih. Tapi kalau ternyata si British Council ada pre-test lain, so maybe I will try to discuss it. Dan saya mau ngeliat dulu sih tesnya kayak gimana sih. And then I will, of course, suggest you the British Council pre-test if it turns out to be very efficient. Alright? Kayak gitu sih. Or to erase the confusion, how about if I call the admin right now? Would you like me to do that?
Yeah, please.
Alright. So wait a second. I think wait a second ya.
Yeah.
Well, I will make it short. Okay, first yang disebut sebagai pretest itu sudah dilakukan di aplikasi British Council yang sebelumnya diambil. Alright. Actually that was the pretest karena itu sebenarnya kurang lebih sudah akurat sih. However, kalau misalkan you mau nyoba untuk mencoba kayak pretest yang sebenarnya, bukan sebenarnya sih, lebih tepatnya pretest dengan mengerjakan IELTS yang sebenarnya, I can give that to you as well, gitu sih. Karena pretest yang disebut sebagai admin adalah pretest yang dilakukan di aplikasi British Council tadi, gitu. Because it measures your basic English skill. But if you insist that you would like to try the IELTS test exercise, I will be glad to give it to you. And of course, I will give my full assessment for your work, gitu. But I will give it tonight, and I think if it is possible, I would like for you to finish it by tomorrow. Itu aja sih sebenarnya sih. Yang saya akan kasih itu yang saya ajarin, yaitu reading dan writing, and that's it. Again, you don't need any time limit, tapi of course that will consume a bit of your time, so I hope that you will be able to spare some time to do the test. And that is basically it sih. Kalau misalkan memang mau nyoba yang IELTS test yang sebenarnya gitu. I can basically just put it in this GDoc right here, and then you can try to do it. Of course, gitu. That is it sih. Jadi saya kasih sebagai exercise aja gitu. But I will not make it as a class because the class will start if we already have our real class later. Jadi sekarang cuma exercise aja, tapi I assure you I will give the full assessment. Dan buat reading, pasti reading udah ketahuan bandwidth-nya berapa. Writing juga, I can actually already see what kind of bandwidth you will get. What kind of bandwidth someone gets, tergantung dari writing-nya. Karena saya udah bisa menilainya juga gitu, dengan kriteria dari IELTS-nya. Itu aja sih. So that's what I can offer, alright? If you still hesitate whether you should continue with the study or not, I will basically give you the test as an exercise. You can do it. I will assess it, and then you can decide whether you would like to continue or not from my assessment, and that is it. Okay?
Ya oke. Soalnya tadi emang ngomongnya itu kan emang dia yang bilang gitu. Kok coba dia simulasi 30 menit katanya. Saya nggak tahu simulasinya itu apa gitu. Nah, simulasi 30 menit dan decide mau join atau enggak gitu loh. Jadi
exactly.
Ini dia pikir udah tahu gitu. Bukannya mau insist gimana sih, cuman ya dari dianya udah bilangnya kayak gitu, katanya suruh coba dulu, habis itu ntar baru decide gitu.
I completely
saya nggak tahu kalau
understand.
misalkan ini tujuannya, ya kalau misalkan tujuannya sekarang dikasih task kayak gini, saya nggak tahu gitu.
Of course, oke then. Jadi ya intinya tadinya kan sebenarnya biasanya kalau misalkan kita udah simulasi, let's say, actually people can already see it from the score dari British Council yang tadi, yang tes itu sebenarnya. Jadi kita bakal ngomongin yang apa saja yang bisa diimprove sih. Jadi kalau misalkan yang ngerjain exercise, I can give you an in-depth explanation. Kayak misalkan writing apa yang kurangnya. Karena kan di British Council ini memang ada nilai writing dong. Kan adanya reading, grammar, vocabulary, dan listening. Of course. Yeah. Nah nanti
kalau gitu,
kalau misalkan you mau coba ya oke.
Aja tasnya. Ya dikasih tas reading sama writingnya, nanti coba di assess terus dilihat gimana baru decide. Well, if you don't mind gitu. Kalau misalkan enggak ya cancel juga nggak apa-apa gitu.
I really don't mind actually as long as you would like to do this karena I will have to admit yes 30 minutes of simulation will not be enough to know about the in-depth need of someone's requirement to study. Jadi dia nggak akan sampai jadi detail banget. Biasanya yang bisa saya identify itu mungkin speaking. Tapi writing atau reading itu kan susah untuk ngedetectnya, mungkin kan itu harus ngerjain lebih lama lagi gitu. Okay. And that is it sih. So if you don't mind doing the exercise, I will be gladly give my evaluation dan jadi itu bisa lebih tahu lagi apa yang kurang. Misalkan buat writing dan buat reading juga bisa untuk tahu apa yang kurang dan what we can improve in the class later. And that is it sih. So I will just simply put it right here. In the GDoc, oke, saya bakal ngasih di GDoc aja sebenarnya untuk beberapa exercise-nya. You can do it anytime you want. Itu boleh kapan aja ngejainnya gitu. Tapi I hope that you will be able to finish it by Sunday. Seharusnya ya. Kalau bisa pas Sunday.
By tonight, jadi bakal finish tonight. Terus how do we tell you?
Of course, you can always WhatsApp me. I mean, see, you already have my number. Basically, just tell, sir, I am finished. Could you check or something like that? Basically, itu aja sih. Tinggal nge-WA saya aja dan pasti udah sih siapa langsung cek. And that is it. Alright.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay then.
So perhaps you would have another question.
No.
No, and that would be it then. I will put everything right here in the GDoc. You don't require any time limit for now. What I would like to see is your accuracy and answering. For the writing as well, jangan menyerah kalau misalkan topiknya nggak tahu. Try to answer it with the best of your ability dengan any kind of arguments that you can put right there. All right, as long as you make sure that the sentence structure or the grammar is not is actually okay atau is actually good. Itu aja sih. So that's all I can say for now. All right. If you have managed to complete it tonight or perhaps tomorrow morning, I will give my assessment in my teaching report. Di teaching report itu nanti simulation note. Di simulation note itu bakal ada, saya bakal ngelis apa saja yang bisa diimprove, apa saja yang akan dipelajari. And that is it sih. Is that okay, sir?
Okay.
All right then. So that will be it then for tonight. I think I have put almost, wait. I have put everything on the GDoc. You are free to take a look at it anytime. My hint would be, my tips would be, kalau misalkan kagok bolak-balik lihat GDoc, write your answers in paper first. Tulis jawabannya di kertas dulu, baru nanti dipindahin ke GDoc. Atau enggak nanti foto kertasnya aja. Kalau yang writing ya mending diketik sih. Jadi biar bisa di-highlight yang mana yang salahnya, yang mana yang bisa diperbaiki. Jadi simpen jawabannya di GDoc, tapi kalau mau cobain nulis jawaban buat reading di kertas dulu, that is fine. Tapi dipindahin, itu aja sih. Itu saja from me. Okay, so please WhatsApp me if you have already done the test. And that would be it for tonight. Okay, so thank you. This is Angel. I hope that you will notify me when you have already finished the test. All right, good luck.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.